Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations coming at you today with another video on Cookie Run Kingdom. And today we're going to be diving into a PVE updated tier list for the month of September. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen. So like with every single tier list video, they are going to be purely subjective, and that means that you might not agree with everything or where I place specific cookies. And if that is the case, then I invite you guys to drop a comment down below, not only for me, but also for the audience, and then also offer some suggestions or some changes or why you feel that way, all right? So with that being the case, as always, we start off our tier list video with a SS rank all the way down to the D rank, all right? So for the SS tier, we're going to be taking a look at, obviously, we were going to have Pure Vanilla up there. He's arguably the best healer in support class in the game. Hands down, you got to have a Pure Vanilla cookie. Basically, by the end of the game, that is who you should be running in your main line. If you do not have a copy of Pure Vanilla, then obviously you got to use what you got. But nevertheless, very, very good option here. Next one up we've got is going to be Seaferry Cookie. Once again, she's the only currently legendary in the game as of September 2021. So with that being said, she obviously deserves a place here on the SS tier spot. The damage is just insane that she can do. And not only that, there are specific stages that you can run her utilizing that 5 enemy stun to just give you that edge. So very, very good cookie here to incorporate when it comes to AoE damage. Next up we've got is going to be obviously the holy grail of epic cookies, and that's going to lead us into Licorice. Licorice Cookie, I mean, it's just hard to argue with the guy. He's very, very good. Not only does he, fit in pretty much any team composition, when it comes to versatility, but also he crosses between PVE and PvP for being a very good cookie. So investing in Licorice, especially when it comes to PVE content in the game, is going to save your butt no matter what stage you are running. Definitely be building a Licorice if you haven't done so already, because you're missing out, especially when it comes to something like the Guild Boss Battle, to get some additional points. Next up we've got is going to be obviously the DC, the Dark Choco of the universe, man. And I'm telling you right now, dude, this guy is ridiculously good. Not only does he serve really, really well in pretty much every type of PvE content besides the tropical raids, which some of you new players might not even know what that is yet because it hasn't come back for its second season. But once it officially does, just know you don't want to be using Dark Choco in the overall tropical raids, because what you're utilizing him here for is not so much his tankiness as you are his defense break that he applies to the enemy, and specifically really, really good with something like the Guild Boss Battle. However, tropical raids boss is going to be immune to debuffs, therefore you want to refrain from using any debuffs, cookies that you have, just so you're not losing out on any damage. But nevertheless, DC, outside of the tropical raid, very, very good option, probably arguably one of the best, just because of that defense break that he applies. Next up we've got, and that's going to complete our SS tier, and that's going to bring us to Hollyberry. Hollyberry, if you guys do not know, man, got a massive buff, dude, the last update. It was a 30% increase to defense and a 30% increase to HP, which just absolutely makes her, right now in my opinion, the #1 frontline cookie for your overall team, especially when it comes to PvE content. So naturally, she just 100% deserves to be up here in the SS tier, and also she's an ancient, so her base stats obviously trump the regular epic cookies. But I will say this, utilizing her up against DC, the only thing that DC really would beat Hollyberry at, in my opinion, would probably be the Guild Boss Battle, because she just doesn't offer a whole lot of value there like he does with his defense break. Next up, we've got here for the SS rank, and that's going to be officially bringing us to Strawberry Crepe. Now, Strawberry Crepe, hands down, is probably the best cookie for PvP content, but now we're starting to see people utilize them a lot in the overall PvE space, because the shields are really, really good. It adds a ton of survivability, and she even I guess it's a they, but they even provide a pushback, which works really well with certain team compositions to give you that additional damage or that additional edge with utilizing somebody like Sorbet, for instance. So definitely a well worth one investing. And not only that, because this one also is really good in arena, you can then invest in one cookie and cover content from both, aspects and save on resources. So definitely a good investment. Next up, we've got, obviously, we're going to be just put both of these ambushes, and that's going to be Vampire Cookie and Black Raisin. Vampire Cookie, arguably still the best single target damage dealer in the game. Because he's an ambush, his stats are going to be built for attack, and then not only that, he has the evade ability because he's an ambush, so he basically evades from basically the entire board, attacks whatever enemy he's attacking. Any attacks that go on during that time when he is evading, he then doesn't take any damage, and not only that, he's got a self-heal, which is absolutely broken. Not only that, we've got here, and that's going to be Black Raisin. Black Raisin, once again, dude, is still going to hold her spot up here on the S rank, dude. Obviously, one of the best AoE damage dealing cookies in the game. I completely slept on her at the very beginning, which was a massive mistake, but nevertheless, if you happen to get a copy of Black Raisin, you should absolutely be building her, dude. Very, very good AoE damage dealer and pairs really well with a lot of different team compositions, so pretty flexible as well. Next up we've got here is going to be obviously Mango. Now, Mango Cookie is going to be a really good AoE magic user, so if you were trying to fill that magic roll spot or an AoE spot, Mango's not a bad option. Not only does a Mango cover the entire board and hit every single unit so they do not miss somebody like Black Raisin, but they also are providing a tiny, it's a small amount, I think it's like 10% or something, but it's a increase in attack power for your entire team, so all of your damage dealers and all of your other cookies are doing a little bit more damage. And then not only that, there is a hidden mechanic when it comes to Mango, and that's going to actually be interrupting the ability from cookies that are looking to, pop off their skill. If their skill hasn't officially popped off yet, hit anybody or done anything, Mango hits them with their ability. It is going to knock them up in the air, which does happen to have a little bit of a tiny, interrupt a mechanic to the skill that isn't described in the overall skill description. Just keep that in mind. Mango is going to be definitely an S tier unit. Next up we've got, and that's going to be that Sorbet Shark Cookie. A very, very good AoE damage dealer here. Keep in mind that he is going to be niche to attacking whatever is in the very front of the enemy's line, but very, very good and arguably meta right now. Most people are utilizing him just because of the damage output that he can do and because they can snipe whatever the enemy's tank is. So if you're going up against a tank, or going up an enemy that you got to clear that front line as fast as possible, Sorbet is going to be your guy. Next up we've got, and that's going to bring us to that Parfait Cookie. Now, Parfait Cookie, in my opinion, is going to definitely serve a role over Herb right now in the current meta of the game. Parfait healing is going to scale higher than Herb's, and not only that, she's going to be providing a debuff resistance, which it comes in clutch with a lot of different types of content, and that includes something like the Tropical Raid feature, because the debuff resistance, if you don't know, shortens the time that your cookies are stunned, and that's going to be what the Tropical Raid is all about, with those tentacles stunning your individual cookies. So really, really good cookie here, and last but not least, which is going to complete off our S tier, and that's going to be that brand new Moon Rabbit Cookie. Now, Moon Rabbit Cookie, in my opinion, is going to be a very, very good option, but I will say it comes after, in my opinion, Holly Berry and Strawberry Crepe, and then it's going to be Moon Rabbit. Now, you could argue, let me know down below what your thoughts are. If you have been utilizing Moon Rabbit and you've done some testing and stuff and you disagree, then obviously we can make some shifts around. But for me personally, from what I've seen and what I have heard, I definitely think that, Moon Rabbit needs to be placed here on S, coming after Strawberry Crepe, so just keep that in mind. Now, moving right along to the A tier, and this list is going to be kind of long. Every unit here in the A tier is a very long tier, but nevertheless we've got Rye Cookie, really good single target damage dealer. She can still be used very heavy in the overall PVE aspect of the game. Certain stages that require you to do single target damage, she can really 100% outperform, so really, really good. Latte has that silencing ability, damage over time when she puts the latte down on the ground. Very, very good option. Definitely going to be outscaling Espresso at this point, in my opinion. We got Pastry, another little kind of like AoE single target AoE damage dealer, built around attack speed, but definitely can be utilized if you don't have anything else. It's definitely not the worst damage dealer, and I have seen her do quite a bit of damage, so don't sleep on Pastry if you happen to pull her. Definitely use her. Same thing goes for Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily here is going to be kind of specifically niche for certain stages in the PvE realm, but she can do decent damage, but you're really going to be utilizing her for that stun and some of those stages where you need to interrupt the boss from then nuking your entire team. So that's going to be a Tiger Lily. Also, the Chaos Tower, I guess, does count as PvE for the most part, so definitely Tiger Lily comes in handy there as well. Same thing goes for Mint Choco, focused all around, increasing your cookies' attack speed, but the healing is just shy of Herb. So I feel like if you're not running an Herb, or you don't have a Parfait or a Pure Vanilla, then running a Mint Choco can definitely pan out for you, and also you're getting that attack speed buff, so it would pair really, really well with somebody like Pastry to just add to the overall attack speed and damage for Pastry. Next up, we've got, obviously, going to be Herb. We just talked about him. We already know enough about Herb. Everybody knows that that's going to be the third best healer in the game. Parfait, in my opinion, has trumped him, and then Pure Vanilla is going to be above Parfait. Next up, we've got, and that's going to be Poison Mushroom. Poison Mushroom, early game, and then outside the guild boss battle, doesn't really hold a mega ton of value, but can definitely still be used as a really good AoE damage dealer, and I've seen a lot of new players building a poison cookie and really allowing them to, progress further just because the poison does considerable amount of damage. Next up, we've got, obviously, is going to be that Raspberry Cookie. Raspberry, really good single target damage dealer right now. However, is labeled as a charge, so the base stats for attack are not going to be as high as an ambush cookie, but really good option here as a frontline damage dealer. And then obviously we got the two specialties, Sonic and Tails. Both of these are going to be going away, so keep that in mind. If you do not have a copy of them before the event officially ends, which is less than a month, then you are not going to be able to get another copy of these two cookies, but they have been proven to at least make the A tier when it comes to overall damage that they output as ambush units. And not only that, these slight buffs that they also provide are really nice. So definitely going to be getting myself additional copies, hopefully to get max promotion on Sonic and Tails both. Next up, we've got here for the official B tier, and that's going to bring us into Milk Cookie. We've got the Red Velvet Cookie, which is going to be arguably my favorite cosmetically. We've got the Espresso, we've got Squid Ink, we've got Pomegranate, and then we've got the good old Almond Cookie. Now, here's the thing. These B-tier cookies are not going to be the end of the world if you are building them and if you are currently using them. However, just understand that there are better cookie options that pretty much serve this exact same purpose. You've got RV here that can be used for stun comps or to stun specific stages, or bosses or things like that in the overall world exploration. However, Tiger Lily's a better option, or Latte's a better option. Same thing goes for Espresso. Espresso can be doing AoE damage, but it's not going to be very good standing up against somebody like a Mango or a Black Raisin. Same thing goes for your Squid Ink. Squid Ink can do a lot of damage, but only offers that raw damage and nothing else to the overall skill, and that's where I think somebody like Mango or Black Raisin or Sorbet is going to outshine them. Same thing goes for Pomegranate. Sure, she provides an attack buff early game, but after that, you're not going to really utilize her. Same thing goes for Almond. Almond does do a nice chain effect and can be paired well, really nice with somebody like Black Raisin, but at the end of the day, I don't think you're going to use him so much outside of the cookies at the higher tiers. Next up, we've got for C tier, and there's only going to be housing two cookies. That's going to be Madeline, and that's going to be Sparkling. Sparkling, I see a lot of new players currently utilizing him if you get him early on, and then progressing to work to get towards a better healer, somebody like Herb, Parfait, or Pure Vanilla, so definitely don't worry about that. The same thing goes for Madeline. Madeline is definitely a really good early game tank for PVE, but I don't think that it would be one that I would invest in long term, because you do have your other ones, like Licorice, which technically is a magic user, but still classified as a tank. And we also got DC, and we also have the brand new Holly Berry. So I think all of those are going to definitely trump over Madeline. So I wouldn't invest too heavy into her, but if that is what you invest too heavy into him. If that's what you are using, then just use it for the time being, but definitely be swapping that out. And then last but not least here for the D rank, this is going to house all of the individual cookies that are sad that they are down here, man, because some of them are absolutely adorable. You got Kamiho, you've got the Cream Puff Cookie, you've got Yam Bam, which I used a ton. You got Snow Sugar here, which did just get a buff, but it just wasn't quite significant enough, in my opinion, to actually make her viable. We've got the Werewolf Cookie, which is very cool and awesome, but again, lacks a lot. And we've also got Fig Cookie, which nobody even used from the very beginning. It just wasn't worth it. Lilac and PVE isn't really going to be strong. And then you've also got the Chili Pepper, which everybody does get for free early game, but you want to be swapping out because there's just way better versions like BR and Sorbet. So definitely keep that in mind. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be officially concluding our PVE tier list for the month of September 2021. As always, man, I invite you guys to drop a comment down below. Let me know what your overall thoughts are on this tier list video. Do you agree or disagree? Again, keep in mind, it is going to be all subjective, so you might not agree with everything, but as long as you offer some sort of constructive criticism or reasons to back up your claims down below in the comments, then obviously people can get a better understanding of where you're coming from. And as always, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, and by the way, I don't know why you haven't. Join the Discord link right now. We've got over 2,000 players all around Cookie Run Kingdom, and the more the merrier, man. Everybody can help out everybody. My DMs are always open. You can send me some questions, all of that fancy stuff. So definitely join the Discord. The link is provided down below. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.